In the wake of her father's death at the hands of New York City police, 27-year-old Erica Garner began a movement. She died after suffering a massive heart attack that left her in a coma at the same Brooklyn hospital where she was born after fighting for a week, leaving behind 2 children. Erica's heart attack, which led to the coma, was brought on by an asthma attack. It was a condition she shared with her father Eric Garner. Erica suffered major brain damage from a lack of oxygen while in cardiac arrest, according to a statement posted on her official Twitter account. The LA Times reports that on Thursday morning, family members were called to the Brooklyn hospital where Erica was on life support to say their goodbyes. Relatives and friends rushed to Woodhull Hospital to visit Erica, known as a firebrand and an outspoken critic of police brutality after her father's death. Erica became an avid political activist following her father's death. Eric Garner died after he was placed in a chokehold as cops were arresting him for selling loose cigarettes on a Staten Island street for .75 each. The altercation that ultimately led to Garner's death was caught on video by a friend of Garner's. The video shows the approximately 400-pound Garner being confronted by police over his sale of unlicensed cigarettes, also known as loosies. The video shows Garner resisting arrest but not violently. He shouts at officers "_every time you see me you want to arrest me, I'm tired of this stops today. I didn't do nothing. I'm minding my business, officer _." He then waves his arms and Officer Daniel Pontalio comes up behind Garner, placing his left arm around Garner's neck. He then brings his right arm up below Garner's right arm. Garner raises his hands and falls backward, at which point 3 officers physically grab Garner. Garner falls to the ground with Pontalio hanging onto his back while his arms are still around Garner's neck. The officers then tell Garner to put his hands behind his head while Garner reases "I can't breathe." Pontalio forces Garner's head to the cement. Garner dies just a few minutes later. The city medical examiner described Pontalio's grip as a chokehold. Perhaps it would not have been enough to kill a person in good health, but Garner suffered from several medical conditions, including asthma. He complained repeatedly, each time more quietly, that he could not breathe, and then he finally stopped breathing. The city medical examiner ruled that neck and chest compression from the arrest was the cause of Garner's death. His death led a rallying cry with "I can't breathe" and a commentary on the overcriminalization of everyday life. The Washington Examiner reported of the aftermath of Garner's death the crime of selling loosies was not considered a serious one in the past. Many corner stores in New York City once sold them quietly upon request. But former Mayor Michael Bloomberg's cartoonish anti-tobacco crusade changed that and everything else. Smoking in public places was banned. Punitive taxes and a legal minimum price of $10.50 were imposed in an effort to push prices ever upward so that a brand name pack of 20 cigarettes now costs as much as $14 in New York City. As a result, the illicit sale of loose and untaxed cigarettes became more commonplace. Lawmakers had turned every non-wealthy smoker into a criminal, and police made it a priority to curb this criminal creation of political meddling. The hypercriminalization added to the pressure on every good cop to become a bad one. Police are expected to use some force when arresting even passively uncooperative suspects. And in New York, they are instructed in the broken windows strategy of policing, by which even minor offenses are vigorously enforced. Garner's death was ruled a homicide, but a grand jury declined to indict the officer who had been restraining him on criminal charges. The city of New York settled with Eric Garner's estate for $5.9 million in July 2015. After his passing, Erica dedicated her life to raising awareness of the overcriminalization of everyday life as well as police brutality. Not without controversy herself, her activism led her to campaign for Senator Bernie Sanders, IVT, during the 2016 presidential election. She appeared in one of his campaign ads. He tweeted in a 3-part tweet at her passing, stating in full "Erica Garner was an exceptional young woman. She was a loving daughter, sister, mother, friend. Jane and I send our deepest condolences to the entire Garner family and to all those she has impacted. Though Erica didn't ask to be an activist, she responded to the personal tragedy of seeing her father die while being arrested in New York City by becoming a leading proponent for criminal justice reform and for an end to police brutality. I had the honor of getting to know Erica and I was inspired by the commitment she made working towards a more just world for her children and future generations. She was a fighter for justice and will not be forgotten. Erica Garner family, Erica Garner family children, Erica Garner family, Erica Garner family mother L.R., Gwen Carr, Eric Garner's mother, Erica Garner, Eric Garner's daughter, Al Sharpton of the National Action Network, Eric Garner, Eric Garner's son, Emerald Garner, Eric Garner's daughter and Asa Garner, Eric Garner's wife, hold a press conference calling for further justice and legal action against the police officers responsible in the death of Eric Garner on July 14, 2015 in New York City. Naturally, the race baiters had to get their hits in an effort to remain relevant. Al Sharpton was present and accounted for, stating _she has passed. Her heart was broken when she didn't get justice. The heart attack just dealt with the pieces that were left. There were also tweets on Erica's official Twitter account telling journalists that they would only respond for comment based on skin color, tweeting _out of respect to Erica, please do not request comment if the journalist is not black. Many are attempting to justify the racist nature of the post, but as seems the trend, racism is perfectly acceptable as long as it is only against white people. Despite the attention her father's death brought to a very worthy cause, making America sit up and take notice of the further erosion of their freedoms, it seems many are content to reduce this to a mere race issue, further dividing us against one another. Follow us on Facebook at Freedom Daily.